Welp, new month. I guess we'll figure out where we are in the stream of time now. June 1864. Where are we? Doctor? I think it's the doctor visiting. Yep. Alright, so the doctor's visiting. Man, those last couple of scenes were really interesting. Got me questioning all kinds of things. Hello, Yamazaki. If you could please get the doctor for me, that would be very nice of you. And then they can... him and Sanan, that is, can have their spat. Yeah, I'm so intrigued by things that happened. And I still don't really know what to make of Ryouma Sakamoto. I gotta spend more time with him and figure out what his game is. Because I'm assuming there's some kind of game involved. Chizuru is not that cute. Sorry, Chizuru. I do love you, but you ain't as pretty as your brother. Let's just put it that way. Ah, the good old cleaning scene. I think we missed this a couple of times. Now we're back on regular schedule. Am I following the doctor out, or no? I'm not. I'm gonna see my boo again, as he comes to berate me for sweeping. That's fine. You can do that. Who am I thinking of, though, after you get lost again? Let's see. My father. I guess that makes sense, because when we first met Sakamoto, we were looking for our father. So that would make some sense. Hi, Heisuke. I know you care about my father, too, which I appreciate. I'm like, are we slow fading? Because that black screen was a little longer than it should have been. Yep. Methinks we are slow fading. Alright. February 1866. As January ended, so did the freezing nights and mornings covered in sheets of snow. As a usual part of my daily routine, I was doing my sweeping and cleaning procedures when...
Yo, Chizuru, you're in the middle of cleaning? Man, it's pretty cold out. Thanks for doing that. You could probably half-ass it, you know.
It's alright, the weather's been warming up lately. Are you guys back from your rounds?
Yeah, we heard a rumor in the city, though.
A rumor? I asked him to clarify, but Heisuke and Nagakora just looked at each other awkwardly. They're acting weird. I wondered what's going on. Maybe it was a tough subject to discuss in front of me, but Nagakora cleared his throat and spoke.
You see, supposedly Ryouma Sakamoto is in Kyoto.
Sakamoto? I had thought he was currently in Satsuma under the orders of Count Katsu.
Allegedly, he was using his ships to move things between the domains and purchase arms from foreign countries. We also hear he's been in contact with the Satsuma and Choshu often, too. Kinda suspicious, don't you think?
What? No. The Satsuma was one thing, but the Choshu were an enemy of the court, meaning not only were they enemies of the Shinsengumi, but also the Emperor. Count Katsu, with whom Sakamoto is close, is supposedly a leader of the shogunate. So why would Sakamoto be associated with the Satsuma and the Choshu, then?
I know he's your friend, and I don't really want to talk crap about him, but... this Sakamoto guy seems to have his hands in the pockets of a lot of different people. It's hard to know what side he's on. He can't be trusted.
Well, it's a little easy to tell. I think whoever makes him the richest determines what side he's on.
I think the two, actually, most of the other warriors, don't seem to think too highly of Sakamoto. Of course, it's not like I can blame them, but... it didn't make sense to me, though, that Sakamoto is as bad of a person as everyone seems to think. Just then...
Oh, Yukimura, there you are. Can you come with me?
Inoue? What is going on?
Sakamoto's location has been identified.
Sakamoto's? Alright, I'll come with you immediately. Why do you need me? Inoue had led me to the common room, and it looked like all the other captains had already gathered.
Pardon us for interrupting you in the middle of your work. Please, sit down here.
I nodded and sat where Kondo was pointing me.
So, what's going on? Word's out that Sakamoto's been found.
Yeah, he's supposedly back in Kyoto. Well, not just him, but he's been seen with both Satsuma and Choshu helmsmen as well.
Ah, so amongst the opposition domain, he's gotten with the Satsuma, who are the most powerful, and some of the Choshu causing all of the trouble. There's no doubt in my mind that this guy's up to no good. Well, either way, there's no way in hell we'll let him do as he pleases on our turf. Let's round up and show him who we are. We can't. The Aizu told us not to touch Sakamoto. We mustn't ignore our superiors and act rashly.
Even if we don't act, the Fushimi Magistrate and Mimiwari Gumi are already on the move anyway.
What the hell? So you want us to just sit on our asses and let them steal all the glory? I assume they don't know that Sakamoto has Yamauchi and Shangaku Matsudaira, Katsu's backing.
16th generation feudal lord of Echizen Fukuin domain, his wisdom granted him the distinction of being one of the 4 Bakumatsu wise lords. Wow.
If we start interfering with Sakamoto, then relations between the Tosa and the Aizu could come to a head. That'd be a real bitch. I'm sure the Aizu have no intention of letting that happen, at any cost.
Hijikata's warning reminded me of the Akabonate incident from 2 years ago. Back then it caused a huge disruption between the Aizu and Tosa. Both domains had made their warriors commit seppuku to resolve the tensions. As for the Shinsengumi, I was sure that they wanted to avoid something like that happening to them too.
So what we need to do for now is guard Sakamoto before anyone else can get to him. That way we can have Sakamoto feel like he owes us, and we save face with the Aizu. The best scenario for us is if we can extract some information from Sakamoto on what the Satsuma and Choshu are planning in exchange for protection.
Huh, I see. That doesn't sound too crazy.
Sheesh, you're a real snake sometimes, Hijikata. But damn if you don't get stuff done.
Hijikata seemed unfazed by Okita's snide comment, and he turned to face me rather than reply to Okita. Fair. Yukimura, you're going to help.
Me?
That's right. I have a feeling Sakamoto won't hear us out no matter what we say, but he might give you a chance if it comes from you.
Understood. I wasn't sure of the exact reasons that brought Sakamoto back to Kyoto, but it's crucial that we don't let the Fushimi Magistrate or the Mimiwari Gumi get to him. Even I knew that would be trouble. It wasn't as if we were the best of friends or something, but I remember the carefreeness of his words and dreams when talking about sailing the seas around the world on his black ship. From this, I knew that Sakamoto is not a man who deserves to be captured and tortured.
Alright, now that it's settled, I'm going to head over to the Aizu officials and brief them on our plans.
The coordinator position for duties performed outside of the domain.
Sure, but first we need to assign everyone to their stations for the upcoming missions. It's not like we can leave the compound empty, either.
I'm going to go with Kondo.
Hey, you don't get to pick where you want to go. Besides, these rough and tumbles are more your style anyway.
Okay, but I hate that Sakamoto chump. And he knows I hate him too, so he'll say shit to make me hate him even more than I already did. So, why should I risk my neck to do him a favor?
Look, I don't want to help him out either, but it's for the greater good.
Alright, I'll take Soji with me.
Ugh, you go so easy on him. Harada and Shimada, I want the two of you to stay behind at the compounds. If word catches on that all of us are gone, then it'll look suspicious to some out there.
Right, got it. Everyone, please be careful.
Alright, well, here we go. After I was done preparing, I left the compounds alongside Hijikata, Saito, Nagakora, and Heisuke. Yamazaki was supposedly going ahead of our group to meet us at the Terada Inn.
Are you okay, Yukimura? You seem to be out of breath.
I'm fine. This is nothing. We don't have a moment to spare right now. Literally, Sakamoto's life is on the line.
It's just up ahead, so hang in there. All of this will be a waste if the magistrate or the Mimiwari Gumi get to him first.
Yes, I understand. Trying to save him this time around. Shortly after, we had arrived at the Terada Inn located in the center of Fushimi. Yamazaki, who had been hiding in the shadows of the building, came to approach us.
I've been waiting for you all.
Hey, so what's the status? Are the Fushimi magistrate and Mimiwari Gumi here?
Not yet, but it's just a matter of time, I'm sure.
I see.
Hijikata's expression softened out of relief. Then immediately.
Saito, come with me. We'll wait for the magistrate and Mimiwari Gumi and stall them.
Understood.
Shinpachi, Heisuke, and Yukimura. While we stall them, you guys are going to do whatever it takes to get Sakamoto out of here.
Right on. Leave it to us.
I'm counting on you guys. Later.
Hijikata took Saito with him and disappeared into the night.
Alright, let's get this over with.
Hold on a minute.
What's the matter?
Yamazaki whispered into our ears.
There's someone watching us from the shadows. I'm assuming they're from the Mimiwari Gumi.
What?
As we peered into the darkness, all of us caught a glimpse of movement like a haze in the shadows. It looked like a spy watching the Terada Inn. It's probably Nakaoka.
What do we do? If we go in from the front, it'll be a problem for us later, right?
Shin and I will take care of the lookout. Chizuru, you and Yamazaki go in from the back and get to Sakamoto.
But will you be alright?
Yeah, we'll be fine. Contrary to my looks, I've survived this kind of stuff more than I can count. Alright, we'll get to it then.
The two nodded at one another, put their arms around one another, and staggered with flailing limbs towards the front of the Terada Inn. Bravo.
Alright, we're gonna hit the next bar. We're getting wasted tonight.
Whoa, you better honor those words. I won't lose a drinking battle.
Psh, look at the big talker over here. Why don't you prove it yourself, huh?
Hey, wait a minute. Why are you drawing your sword? I thought this battle was just seeing who could drink the most.
What's a little sword fight between friends? Nothing too different between a sword fight and a drinking challenge. What? You're not gonna fight me? Then I'll fight you!
The two, in their drunken charade, began arguing in the street, and the lookout spoke up.
Hey, what are you guys doing in front of the inn? You're being a real nuisance.
Oh, a new challenger? I'll take on anyone!
No, wait, I have no intentions of fighting a drunk like you.
As we watched the lookout deal with their performance, Yamazaki whispered to me.
Yukimura, now's our chance.
Yep, let's go. We tiptoed and rushed to the back of the shop. I love going on these missions with Yamazaki. Once we'd reached the back, we looked up at the window on the second floor.
There's a light coming from the window up there, and I think that's where Sakamoto is. I hope we can find a way up there somehow. You wait here. I'll go scope things out.
Got it. Please be careful, Yamazaki. Yamazaki cautiously went inside to check the perimeter, but as soon as he tried to go inside, there was a voice from behind me.
Hey, is someone there?
Ah! I froze. Before I could take any action, Yamazaki was on the move.
Ugh, I'll draw him. You go on to Sakamoto.
Yamazaki stood under the moonlight to draw attention to himself and then ran off.
Wait, where are you going? Get back here! Someone come! We have an intruder!
The person who was watching over the back entrance ran towards Yamazaki. I couldn't see anyone else around the area, so I think I was in the clear as far as guards go. If there ever was a chance to sneak into the inn, now was the time. If one of them returned here. No time to contemplate. Yamazaki became my decoy and left me to finish this. Failure is not an option, so I can't let his distraction be in vain. Be brave, girl. I took a big gulp, then I looked for an opening into which I could sneak. Oh. I strained my eyes and noticed that there was one window slightly ajar. It was a narrow window, but I think my body could fit in there. I took one last look over my shoulder, making sure no one was there, and I popped in. And then... Here we go. My infiltration was successful, but... The room was pitch black, so I couldn't see even 1 foot in any direction. However, I took time to allow my eyes to adjust to the darkness, and although the shapes were kind of vague, I gathered my sense of direction. Is this the bathroom? Uh-oh. I lightly reached my arms out to feel for things around me, and I found the door and slid it open. I could, albeit faintly, make out the stairs. These stairs looked familiar. Luckily, I couldn't sense anyone around me. I held my breath and tiptoed up the stairs. And then... I slid the door open and walked in a room. Inside, I saw a man laying on his futon with his back facing towards me. There's no way I would mistake him. This man is... Sakamoto! The shadow got up and turned towards me.
Chizuru? The hell are you doing here? This one of those rendezvous things. I don't mind my women bold, but have mercy and let a man prepare.
It sure was Sakamoto, and in the moment I don't think I could have been any more relieved. Oh, a rendezvous. I'll explain later. Please, you need to get out of here now.
Me? Why leave? Who am I running from?
The Fushimi magistrate and the Mimiwarigumi are out to get you. As soon as he heard those words, he dropped the charm and tightened his face.
What did you say?
No sooner than when the words left his lips.
Freeze, Sakamoto! This is official business!
Armed officials goose-stepped up the stairs and barged into the room. Judging from their attire, they must have been either the magistrate or Mimiwarigumi.
Can't you see you're interrupting me and a lady? Not very polite to ruin the mood, eh?
Shut up! You're one of those open country faction crooks trying to siphon Japan's wealth.
People in support of having open borders in Japan for trade, travel, and assimilation. The officials pointed their swords towards Sakamoto.
No idea why it's gotten you all worked up. If doing business with foreign countries makes our country wealthier, isn't that a good thing?
Sakamoto! I was getting nervous seeing Sakamoto taunting the officials. Oh, you do have a gun! I knew you looked like a gun person! Suddenly, he whipped out a pistol from his sleeve and pointed towards the men with drawn swords. He grinned. Here's the gun.
No need to tell y'all what this is, right? Anybody makes a peep, I'll shoot.
Huh. At this distance, the sword is faster.
Ho ho, wanna try your luck, big boy? Gonna warn ya, though. One pop from this bad boy to the gut, and you're gonna be in a world of hurt. The West don't mess when it comes to guns.
For a second, it looked like they were giving in. Sakamoto kept his pistol pointed at them and turned his head to whisper to me. Don't take your eyes off the guys with swords.
Get inside that room and use the roof exit to dip out of here. No sudden movements, though.
I was shaking, but nodded. Sakamoto inhaled deeply, watching the men stand nervously in front of him, and squinted. Then suddenly, the gun went off and screams followed, and the Mimiwari-gumi cowered. Then, I took advantage of the fracas and moved into the next room.
Damn you, Sakamoto! Freeze!
I heard another gunshot ringing from the room. I could hear the men shouting, followed by more gunshots and the Sasumata for arrests. Arms used to arrest and restrain your intended target. The grip is long and the tip is split into two. Was Sakamoto going to be okay? I was worried.
This way!
He grabbed my hand tightly and we jumped out of the window. Exciting. We're going to pass this way?
Can't be helped. This is our only choice. Blame those bozos back there if you want to complain.
But...
Damn that Sakamoto! Where did he go? Hey, look! There's people on top of the roof! Don't tell me that's...
Gah! There were voices coming from everywhere. How are we supposed to escape from here? If we jump from this height, there's no question we'll get hurt. I'll probably be fine, but Sakamoto is... only human after all.
I'm fine. No matter what happens, I'll protect you. Trust me.
His voice was confident. This made me wonder. How could a man be so confident, even at a time like this? It was as if his body was invincible. Listening to him speak confidently made me feel safe, and that if I stayed with him, nothing would happen to us, no matter what. Got it. I'll go. Just then...
Give it up, Sakamoto! Putting up a fight won't get you anywhere!
Oh, can't you give it a rest? A beautiful woman hunting after me is one thing, but it's a real sight for sore eyes when it's a man doing it.
I saw that Sakamoto was giving me a window to duck down as he distracted the officials. Just then,
Yukimura, this way!
I heard Yamazaki from under the roof. Man. Yamazaki! I felt so relieved to hear a familiar voice, and with his help we were able to get down. Nice.
I'll take care of them. Take Sakamoto and get away from here. If you take the back alleys that way, you should be able to get out without getting caught.
Thank you so much, Yamazaki. Let's go, Sakamoto. Just a little bit more. I looked behind me. Sakamoto looked like he was in pain. Sakamoto? What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Let's skedaddle before they catch up.
Don't you die on me, man. You better not have got stabbed. Sakamoto and I rushed through the dimly lit back alleys, but... as we were leaving the Torada, I could hear his footsteps becoming heavier with each step. Could this be... Sakamoto? Are you hurt?
Save the talk. We gotta get out of here as soon as possible.
He was right. Although we'd narrowly dodged what could have been a serious situation, we weren't 100% safe. I put my arm around Sakamoto's shoulder to help. Where should we run to?
The Fushimi Mansion, owned by the Satsuma. The Shogunate won't follow us there.
Satsuma Domain's main base of operations in Fushimi. All right. For now, I must focus on getting Sakamoto to a safe place. I prayed we wouldn't bump into any magistrate or Mimiwari-gumi people, and I continued to carefully walk along the alleyway.
So tense.
Whoa. What a place. It's like an old barn. We were passing a wooden shack when...
Oh.
Sakamoto coughed out a pain and he fell to his knees. Sakamoto? Hang in there! So, you were... injured? Despite grimacing in pain, he forced a half-smile.
Didn't ever want a woman looking at me in this state, but... I'm really pushing it. Doesn't look like I can walk much further.
No! His face grew paler, covered in cold sweat.
At this rate, you too will be captured. I'll Duck out in that shack and get out of view, so you can continue running. Get him off the scent.
Sakamoto held a hand over his torso to cover the wound and attempted limping to the shack. I rushed to stop him. But wait! What are you going to do if they find you hiding here? If that happens, that could be the last time I ever see him. If they were to capture him, I don't think I could ever forgive myself.
I'll be fine. I'm pretty lucky. Besides, big things are written in the stars for me. A leading man doesn't die like this.
That's even more reason to get you treatment. I'm a doctor's daughter. I can treat sword wounds. However, Sakamoto refused to accept. He simply smiled bitterly through the pain and stared into my eyes. There has to be a way both of us can make it. Please, don't give up. We can push through. I couldn't shake the feeling of dread that was slowly building in my heart, so I grabbed his shoulders and tried to hold him back. Just then. Oh, hello. You really are a leading man. He suddenly wrapped me tightly with his arms. I felt something warm press against my forehead. It took me a moment to realize they were Sakamoto's lips. Wow, this is our first, kiss, but even if it's on the forehead, I will accept. Why was he doing this? Why would Sakamoto do this to me? Right now? In the moment, all of these questions began to melt away. As he held me closely against his chest, my heart began to dance rapidly in my chest. Wow, she fell for this guy really hard. I couldn't speak. Thoughts drifted away, and soon all I could feel were his soft, full lips tenderly resting against me. Eventually, he lifted his lips from my forehead and whispered gently against my ear.
They say in the West that this is custom when a man and a woman part.
You gotta move your lips down a few inches.
Personally, I prefer your lips, but let's save it for when we meet next, eh?
I stood in a daze, and Sakamoto's words seemed to swirl as they entered my ear. Just as I was staring into the twinkle of his moonlit eyes, he pushed me away and closed the door of the wooden shack. Damn you, Sakamoto! You're too smooth. My senses returned, and I rushed to grab the door. Sakamoto! Please, open the door! I pounded the door over and over until my fists began to bleed. I tried opening the door with all of my strength. I guess he got a stick with which to lock it. It was impossible to open. At this rate, he'll never make it. Don't stay here. Go get some help. I wanted to treat him immediately, but as long as Sakamoto has no plans of opening up the door, it'd be a waste of time for me to stay here. Sakamoto, I'll be right back. Hang on until then! I screamed this from the other side of the door, and I ran towards the center of Fushimi. I believe in you, girl. We can do this. The Fushimi Satsuma residence should be this building. Excuse me! Is anyone here? I screamed out for someone, but the gate was closed shut, and it didn't look like anyone was coming out anytime soon. Please! If someone is in there, please come out! Please, someone might die! Someone, please! After I screamed a few more times, I saw someone approaching the gate. Hey, it's you!
I thought I heard a girl's voice. So it's you. What do you want?
Nakauka! He glared at me suspiciously, and his fierceness intimidated me, but I needed to tell him. Sakamoto is hurt! The magistrate and the Mimiwari Gumi were about to capture him! Please, save him!
What? Where is Sakamoto? Show me the way.
It's this way! He'll let you in. I know this. We chose wisely. I can feel it. Nakauka followed me back to the shack, but then Sakamoto opened the door without hesitation this time.
Nakauka, you've come. I was preparing to say later this time.
What are you talking about? Can't afford to lose you just yet.
After After they briefly spoke, Nakaoka looked towards me with a gruff expression.
I just followed that girl. Go thank her.
Oh no, Just as I was about to say it wasn't me he should thank, Sakamoto simply smiled to me. Don't worry, I got you, boo.
Thanks, Chizuru. Because of you, I just might make it.
Sakamoto's words of gratitude made me blush. I hid my face. Ah. Please, be sure to treat yourself. If your wound becomes infected, it'll cost you your life.
Don't worry about him. No matter how much he cries, I'll get him treated.
Jeez, what a scary thought. Should have left me to die.
Sakamoto was in a joking mood, but Nakaoka turned around to face me with a menacing look.
If people catch a sight of us together, it won't end well for you. Time for us to say our goodbyes.
Okay. Please, take care of Sakamoto.
I know. Come on, Sakamoto. Grab my shoulders. I want to thank you for saving Sakamoto. So, thanks.
No problem.
Well, later, Chizuru. Next time we have a rendezvous, how about a place where no one can get in the way, eh?
But what are you saying? Ugh. Sakamoto motioned to Nakaoka to help him walk off. Then they disappeared into the darkness. Even after I couldn't make them out in the distance, I wasn't able to bring myself to leave, so I just stood there, soaking in all that had just transpired, because a lot happened. It's cold. I shivered there alone in the chilly night air. Aww. Yamazaki. Hearing this music with you, it brings warmth to my heart, even though I nearly kissed a guy just a moment ago.
Yukimura, there you are.
Oh, Yamazaki! And everyone else, too. Aw, you're all here.
It appears as though you've emerged unharmed. I do not see Sakamoto nearby, however. Has something happened to him?
His friend came to pick him up, and he is now safe in the Satsuma residence.
Aw, what? There goes any credit going to us.
Well, things didn't quite go to plan, but we didn't do anything to upset the Aizu or the Count, so all in all, good work. Yukimura, you did your part well.
Oh no, please. I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself.
Yup, she makes a good point. I mean, did you see my wonderful performance that captivated the lookout's attention?
Wonderful performance, my ass. You were just being the same drunk buffoon as you were when you got wasted in Shimabara.
Okay, men, let's round up and head back now. It doesn't need to be said, but keep shut about tonight. Got it?
Yeah, we know.
Maybe it was because everyone was able to get involved, but everyone was so upbeat. With Sakamoto's controversial position with the Shinsengumi, and how everyone wanted a piece of him, it was difficult to think about how to feel. But even then... The warmth from the touch of Sakamoto's lips on my forehead still lingered, trickling down my face. Ooh.
They say in the West that this is custom when a man and a woman part. Personally, I'd prefer your lips, but let's save it for when we meet next, eh?
Why did Sakamoto do that? Was it so he could push me away? Was that all? Heisuke's like, why are you blushing over there, girl? What happened?
Hey, Chizuru, what's the matter? You're spacing out.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's nothing.
Are you sure? Don't tell me. It has something to do with Sakamoto. What's with the funny face? You're blushing. Wait, did he?
No, nothing happened.
You should watch out. There are a bunch of imperialists who've been known to use women as messengers to extract or move information.
Really? Then maybe what happened earlier was just to lower my guard and use me to get information on the Shinsengumi. That's what I've been wondering. Only Sakamoto would know, but my heart sank just thinking about such a thing. I wanted those lips. I watched above as the moon was veiled behind a great patch of clouds shining in sconces.